Sup guys, Mr. Wicked Shot back again here with another discussion video. And in today's discussion video, we'll be talking Trump, the main man, the big man himself. So why are we talking Trump today? Well, because it seems like, hating on Trump is a new thing right now. That's what the left has been trying to do ever since he became president, trying to find ways of turning people against him. So we're going to be talking about some other insane and stupid reason why people on the left hate him and why his opposition are terrified of him, and rightfully so. So let's get into it. Um, all right. So one of the first reason why I know a lot of people don't like Trump, and this is just general people, is because he's very straightforward, right? Um, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He is not very um uh soft when it comes to expressing himself, right? He's just sometimes very raw, unfiltered, is what you see, is what you get with President Trump. You know, it's not, always, good to see that, but a lot of people on the right will let you know that, you know what, that's what you get. He's a businessman first, he doesn't have that presidentialness about him, like you would see with Obama. That's a politician. They know how to put on that, that face, how to take moral high ground when they're getting attacked, and always how to always, look respectable. He doesn't know that. That's not his forte. He's just, what you see is what you get. You come at him, just get ready for a reaction. And because, the left knows that about him, that, they always try to bait him in, try to trigger him, and he always respond. He always take the bait. So, that's one of the most known stuff with him. People just don't like his forwardness. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem with that. Honestly, I tell to my friends sometime that I want people around me that will tell me to my face when I'm wrong, and not try to like tell me stuff just because they don't want to hurt my feeling. Right? If I'm in trouble and I need to be, told, the hard truth, even if it hurts, tell it to me, because that's what's gonna help me. It's not being sugar coated and being told, a sweeter version of what I need to hear just because you're afraid of my feelings gonna get hurt. And that's what people don't like about Trump. He doesn't ponder, he's straightforward. So what you see is what you get. He's respectable, when he needs to be, and he's sympathetic, but he's not a ponderer. That's something that the left are good at doing. They just, ponder the issues you have, like, oh, you got racially profile. Oh, that's so sad. We are against that. And that's it. Ponder, pat you on the back. They don't do anything to show you that they don't stand for it, other than tell you that they don't stand for it. Trump, on the other hand, he's not going to apologize and kiss your feet and all that stuff. He's going to, sympathize with you and let you know that's very awful what he went through. Let's figure out a way to fix it. And he's just going to get straight to fixing stuff. That's what he does, businessman. Try to fix stuff. So people want to see more of the pondering and the apologetic and the softer, angel like Trump, But Trump is Trump. He's not Obama, right? So, that's first. The next reason why people don't like him is because he, portrays himself as a nationalist. And if you look up the definition of nationalist, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Nationalist is someone that puts their country first. What the media tried to do, and I've caught them on it a couple of times, they tried to get him to slip by trying to paint him as a white nationalist, which is different from a regular nationalist. And how they do that is, they'll catch a white nationalist saying something racist, and they try to get him to see if he's going back that person by saying, are you a white nationalist? You know, and he'll say, I'm a nationalist and I'm proud. So he dodged the bullet, and people will just take that out of context as him agreeing with a white nationalist, and him just saying I am a nationalist, which means he puts America first. So what you see In a lot of his deals, you can tell that's how you know that he puts America first. His tariff deals, number one. That deal, the whole premise behind that deal to begin with is about putting America's first. And that's why most of the other countries are upset by it. It's because it's putting America first. And how it puts America first? By restructuring the deal where it's more beneficiary to America as well. They don't want to be, he doesn't want to have his country just dishing out assistance and just, making it easy and making other countries rich, while his country live off scrap, and lose the relevance and dominance. He wants to be, you know, the power of the world again, and all that stuff. And, he wants to get more money coming in. That's what's coming out. So obviously it's going to, piss people off. If you're used to getting $1 million a year or making $1 million a year and for 10 years or whatever, and it turns out now you're gonna have to get used to making half that, where you gonna be? You're gonna be upset, of course, and you're gonna try to find a way to like hit back at it. And that's what they're doing. They're just throwing a tantrum because Mr. Trump is coming on his business hat on, and the presidents before him, they didn't like, probably put too much, thought into the necessary, the logics behind, what they were doing. That okay, this benefits our allies, it makes them happy, but what's it doing for us? And that's what Trump's looking at it as well. Saying, what is it doing for me? Is it doing good for us financially? No, it's not. So let's change it, and that's what he's doing, and that's why China's pissed off and Canada's pissed off. So I'm completely okay. I don't see nothing wrong with him trying to put America first. And if that means he's a nationalist, that's what the definition of a nationalist. He's trying to do deals that put the country first. It's the same thing with his border, where he's trying to do with the border and stuff like that. Like, he's not against people trying to make it seem as if he's against immigrants. He is trying to make it that you come into the country illegally, and there, legally, and there's not people coming into the country undocumented, unaccounted for, and that puts a burden on the tax paying, legal citizen that's in here, because that's who pays for it. Us, the hardworking legal immigrants and legal American citizen, So that's what he's trying to do, and people try to paint as him being hateful and just don't like other people from other country, and that's not true. I'm the perfect example of that. Like, I had to come to America the right way, even if I was like, trying to escape war or whatever I was trying to expect, escaping Jamaica. I have to come through by the right way, and like, if other countries have to do it, just because there's another country sitting right next to America, it doesn't mean it should be different for that. So, there's like, stuff that can be done better in everything, that it does, that can make it a lot, like a lot more, flexible and more, likable for most people. But for the most part, the premise behind a lot of the stuff that he's doing is if you break it down and look at it, why is he doing this? He's trying to protect America. He's trying to keep America safe, and he's trying to make sure whoever comes in is whoever should be coming in. That's all he's trying to do. The border is just there to be like a straining net to keep, what not supposed to come in from coming in, and only what should be coming in. And without the border, it's just like, not having a strainer, to keep stuff fluid the way it's supposed to be. And that's one of those things. So that's one of the things the media has been doing, is trying to paint him as a racist for some of the stuff that he does, even if they know that, hey, he's not racist. We know the truth, but the average people won't know. They'll just buy it and eat into it. So, like, yeah, that's one of the things there, just him being a proud nationalist, and that's okay, putting your country first. That's what he said he was gonna do. That's what he told the American public he wanted to do when he ran for president, put America first to make America great again. Nothing wrong with that. What else they don't like him for? Yeah, they don't like him for the fact that he can't be bought, right? And he can't be bullied into doing stuff that they want him to do, like they could do with other presidents. Like, he's very strong-minded. He'll do whatever he can by himself, as he's attempted to a couple of times. Most time it doesn't work, but his heart is in the right place, right? That shows that he's not a man to be bullied, and they don't like that. You have to be flexible, and he's flexible, but for the most part, They want him to be like water, just go with them wherever they go, and he's not that type, right? If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense probably for him, or if it's not benefiting America, it doesn't make sense for him. If it doesn't help, the base that he's trying to help, it doesn't make sense for him. He's not going to sign with it. So um, that's the thing with him, right? And one of the things I found out recently about him that I didn't know, and only a friend of mine told me about, was that the fact that um, he hasn't been taking salary since he became president, right? So he's essentially doing the job of taking care of the country, trying to fix the country for free. And I know by law he has to get paid um, some kind of compensation. So what he does is when he gets paid, he only takes $1 from whatever he gets for salary, and the rest he gives back to the country in charity setup. And that's like insane. I think he keeps only like $1 from what he makes, and the rest goes back. That's insane for a man that they claim is very greedy and only cares about money and himself. The fact that he is willing to do this job for free, you know, because he wants to be given back to the country, and that way people can use the left narrative on him, saying, "Oh, see, he's just in the office because he wants to get paid and get paid for easy job without doing nothing." And I'm like, nah, that's not true. Like he was already rich before he came into office. And to prove that, even that point, before Trump became president, I think he was worth between 7 to 8 million, something like that, 6 to 8 billion. Sorry, he was worth between 6 to 8 billion in 2015, just before he announced his candidacy for president. He was like, you know, between 7 to 8 billion, right? And then once he became president, his network continued to fall or began to fall. So he's been losing value since he became president. And it makes sense. If you're not getting paid and you're doing a job, you're working for 4 years and you're not getting paid essentially, right? Your stock's gonna fall, right? So his stock's been falling. You know how far his stock's falling since he became president? I think he's worth right now at maximum probably like 2 to 3 billion. Like that's insane sacrifice, for a guy that doesn't care about America, right? Because he's doing that. He's giving up that much of his wealth, right? Because his main interest is taking care of the country, not making his pocket fat. And because, he's not doing what, majority of sleazy, slimy, greasy politician, do, which is sell out for whatever, they offer and follow the money trail. And he's just, all he cares about is going through on his word. He's a man of his word, right? If he says, it tells you he wants to do something, he's going to go about it and try to do it because he knows that's what's going to win the people. Seeing that, okay, Mr. Trump said he was going to make America again. And we see, even if he's not all the way successful, we see in all of his attempt that he's trying to make America great, right? And that's what the biggest thing that they don't like, because politicians usually can be bought out. But if you're already as rich as Trump, you can't really buy him out. And that's why he's as stubborn as he is. People don't like, yeah, he's stubborn. That's the other thing. They don't like him for being stubborn. But, like, how you gonna see it? He's doing it, for money if he's not even paying himself, right? And then someone might say, well, that's why he's doing an awful job, is because he's doing it for free. And that logic don't work either. You know why? Because why would he do something do a bad job and something that he wants to get more than a second term on? It doesn't make sense. If you want to, and we know Trump wasn't in this thing for a one and done. He wanted to get the full 8 years. So just because it's free in this scenario, it doesn't mean, it's gonna be the worst. You're gonna get the worst attempt out of anybody trying to be president. No, he's gonna try to do his best possible because he's all about records. He loves talking about records and how he's break this and how he break that and stuff, that his accomplishment. He likes to talk about his accomplishment, and he knows the more accomplishment he'll have to show by the end of his first term, that's what's going to win him his second term, right? By being able to show his stats and his checklist of all the stuff that he got done and the promises that he was able to fulfill on to the people, and they're like, oh my God, he really did what he said he's going to do. So that's the content of people out there that want to see, oh yeah, it's free, and because he's not getting paid or not taking money, that's why he's doing an awful job. No, he's going to be doing the best job. If he was getting paid, he would not be doing any lesser job than he's doing now. I still feel he'll put out the same amount of effort, if not more, because he wants to make sure that his critics can't use the money saying, oh, he's getting paid and he's not doing anything. So if he's getting paid, he's going to be even doing more than what he's doing if he's working for free. But yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. It's like either way, haters gonna hate, as the saying goes, haters gonna hate, man. But when people are hating on you like that and trying to do all they can to turn people against you, it means you're doing something good. And pretty much his opposition is just terrified at all the stuff that he's doing. They're just terrified to they're just scared, right? Because they're not doing the same thing because they can't do it because people got their hands in the pocket, and all Trump cares about is impressing the American people. He's a patriot, a proud patriot. They try to make it seem as if even to call himself a patriot is bad. He's a nationalist. They try to make it seem as if he calls himself a nationalist, it means he's a racist, trying to switch him up or trip him up and get him to admit to being a white nationalist, which is different, because a white nationalist is, basically they put, the white race above all the other race, right? That's not what he is. He said he is a nationalist, which is you put your country first, before other nations, and that's what you're supposed to do. You can't try to take care of other country and neighbors' problem if you got problems in your own yard. You can't try to feed somebody else food if you don't have any food in your if you don't have food in your own kitchen, right? So, that's essentially what he's trying to do, is he's just trying to make America rich again, or richer than it's ever been. So he can look back on his accomplishment, and when it comes time for the people to vote for him again, he has a rap sheet to show the people, say, see, this is all I was able to do in 4 years. Imagine what I'll be able to do in another 4 years, So yeah, he's not going to sit there and try to do a sucky job just because it's free. Doesn't make any sense. He wants another term. So that's why he's going gun blazing to get stuff done, and why he will not be denied. He will get it done, and you will see this man in 2021 in the White House still. I guarantee it. So that's it for today. That's it for the discussion. That's me out. And if you guys have anything you want to add, we're free to discuss. That's what we do here. We won't shut you down just because you don't agree. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Um, we don't have to agree, but we're still human. We're still a family, right? So you guys blessed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.